Roll call.
County Judge Martha Alicia Gomez Ponce.
Present.
Commissioner Jose Urenda. Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Commissioner Juan Carmona.
Here.
Commissioner Valerie Rubalcaba.
Here.
2 absent.
We do have a quorum with 3 members of the court present. Pledge of allegiance and salute the Texas flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to Texas, one state under God, one indivisible. Testimonial oath of presenters, please be advised if you aren't here today to
Present, you are under oath by Commissioners Court. 1.5 public comments.
Yes, Judge.
We have 1 public comment by Mr. Francisco Ponce.
Morning, Commissioners. Wanted to take this opportunity
Good morning, Mr. Ponce.
to congratulate Commissioner Carmona and our county clerk for their service to this community, and to wish them farewell, and also to wish them good fortune in the future. As you all know, Commissioner Carmona has been a commissioner for about 12 years. And Mario, well, as I understand this, he's not the oldest. I believe he is one of the oldest serving county clerks in the state of Texas, 40 some odd years. 42. That is what you call devotion. Commissioner and Mario, I want to thank you all for your service and all you did for this commissioner's court and for the county while you were serving as elected officials. You did it with honor. I'm glad to call you all friends, and I wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you.
1.6 approval meetings of December. You have a public comment? Go ahead.
For the information of the court, they started on
Steakhouse.
Road, and they're already on the process of going at it. Also, just for the record, we are gonna start doing the border patrol. I know that it's gonna be an agenda item later on, but my main thing is that, thank you, Judge, and both judges, well, ex-judge and judge, for having me here, and I'm very proud to have served. You know, I always have said, I prefer to lose an election for doing my job than to win for not doing anything. So that is the way I feel, and I always have felt it. There's no regrets. Life goes on, and like I told my wife, it's a new chapter in the old age. So, you know, thank you all for supporting me. I know we had our differences, and we'll always have differences. As long as we're humans, we'll always have differences. But me, I take the bull by the horn and address it right off the bat. I don't hide it. I don't talk behind nobody's back. I go directly to the person and say, just as ex-Judge Ponce, we had our rounds, but yet we're still friends. And that's the way, the most important, because God put us here in this world for our purpose. I think my time is up, so I'll move on to a new chapter. Thank you very much.
One 1.6 approval of minutes of meeting of December 2nd, 2024.
subject to any corrections, so moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba. I have a second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 2.1, Staff Christmas Training Luncheon on December 23rd, 2024. Just to advise the Commissioners Court and advise all elected officials and department heads that the Christmas Training Luncheon is set for December 23rd, 2024 at 11:30 a.m. 2.2, the official date of retirement for County Clerk Mr. Mario Garcia is set for December 31st, 2024. We have received his official retirement letter at my office, so thank you, Mr. Garcia.
I just have a few words, Judge.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
See ya.
2.3, for informational purposes and to make the public aware that we shall open the county clerk position for the general public to submit their interest. This process will follow the same approach used to fill the sheriff's position. I do have the section for the local government code for 87.041. TAC was here last week, I believe. They came to visit several offices, and mine included, and gave me the General Commissioners Court information. I'll get that to you, Commissioners, to devise a process for determining who is interested and qualified to be appointed for the position. Unfortunately, we cannot appoint anyone before December 31st, according to the statute. So we will need to have a special meeting to open that up, as we did for the sheriff's office, for anyone interested in the position to come to that special meeting to submit a resume and also be interviewed by the Commissioners Court in whole.
Judge, when is this special meeting scheduled for?
We can set it today, Commissioner Noguera, or we can get a time where we can have,
Can we set it up for Monday
we can,
at 9 a.m.?
next Monday.
Yes, ma'am.
I would need to get with the other two commissioners to see if they're available.
I know, I spoke with Mr. Carmona, he said whatever we decided, just to let him know, so are you here Monday? Monday?
No,
You're not gonna be here?
no,
So
I'm gonna
Friday?
take 2 weeks vacation.
Friday?
This Friday, yeah, I'll be here.
Let me see, I don't know about Monday. Give me 1 second.
Got a very important meeting in the day that I'm doing.
I won't be available on Friday, Commissioner DeLuca. We can set the meeting to do the interviews.
Because as I recall, we're doing it the way we did it with the sheriff, and when we did it with the sheriff back in May 25th, it was in the agenda.
It was a special meeting,
It was
yes,
a special
ma'am.
meeting to accept resignation of Sheriff Marion Boyd and appoint Ricky interim. And then the way we did it was, as per the judge made public announcement asking if anyone present is interested in the temporary appointment of the sheriff's office to come forward and to introduce themselves. 5 minutes, individuals, they had 5 minutes. We went into executive session, then we came back with the verdict.
Correct. And that's the same process that we are going to do. However, we can't appoint somebody, and we can't pick anybody until
We can
after.
appoint and state that they would take office January 1st.
We can. I'll get you the information.
It's like contact too.
Mr. Pereira, you want to come forward? TAC met with us on Friday, and I'll get you the information.
Jose attack also.
Tramer came in on Friday and met with us, and I'm trying to follow the procedures that they gave us, and I have all the information here that they gave us. The main concern of pre-appointing somebody, as he said, was that if somebody came and filed a complaint that the appointment would be invalid, and we would have to go back to the drawing
So
board.
when we did it with the sheriff, it was invalid too?
No, because Marion Boyd had already been removed from office. When we appointed the sheriff, Marion Boyd had been removed.
But he will-
That's the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was that, thank you, Mr. Gonzalez, that's a difference.
The 31st.
So we can't appoint somebody till after the 31st.
Yeah, you can't fill the vacancy until there is a vacancy, that's
Exactly.
correct. But the question is, and I know this discussed it with TAC, until you appoint, if you're gonna be interviewing, are you going to appoint an interim?
The chief deputy clerk would be, that's what they gave us. Exactly. So the chief deputy clerk would be the person in charge of the office. You don't shut down the office, you don't do anything like that. The chief deputy clerk would be the person in charge of the office until we actually appoint somebody. And as you mentioned, we cannot appoint somebody. We can do interviews before the 31st, but we cannot appoint somebody till after the 31st.
All I'm suggesting is word your agenda item accordingly, that there'll be an interim as the chief deputy until one's appointed.
I'll get with you, Mr. Gonzalez, so that I can have the proper terminology.
So the special meeting, and we would find out, or you'll let us know before the end of the week?
Yes, ma'am. We can have, so the purpose of the special meeting, Commissioner Noguera, would simply be for purposes of interviewing, not to appoint. We can't appoint till after January 1st. And we could either have another special meeting, or we could go into a regular agenda meeting after the 1st. But we can have a special meeting. And I just need to get with, well, I mean, if you're gonna be available, and I'll be available, and Commissioner, because I don't know about Commissioner Urenda, when he's available, as long as we have a quorum, because Commissioner's gonna be gone for 2 weeks.
Judge?
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be hard to do it that way, because, you know, I can give my opinion, but the young lady's coming in January the 1st. So, what?
So you're suggesting we wait to interview when she's
I
here?
would say, because if we're not gonna appoint anybody, then, you know, let's say we all agree to appoint this person, but the new commissioner might not like that person or whatever. So I would say it would be in the best interest for her to be here also.
I have no problem doing it any which way that is fair and proper. I just want to make sure that we follow the government code as the way that I was advised when TAC came here last Thursday. Because again, as I mentioned, when TAC sat down with Mr. Pereira and I last Thursday, they advised me that if I do it, we appoint somebody before the position has the resignation, then we can get in trouble, and anybody that was interested can file a complaint, and then we'd have to vacate our initial decision, and it would be invalid, and we just have to do it all over again anyways. And I don't want to run into any of those problems. I want to make sure that we're doing it the proper way, the legal way, and we follow by the letter of the law, because I'm not going to get in trouble to a point. And Mr. Gonzalez, I'll get with you in your office so that you can assist my office in doing the proper terminology for that agenda item.
No
Thank
problem, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
3.1, approval of bonds. Thank you, sir.
Amy, you ready?
We have a bond for the Mr. Gonzalez, County Attorney. I'm going to take all the bonds at once, and then I'll get a motion to approve all of them, unless you guys have a problem with the particular one, you can advise me. I also have a bond for Constable Mr. Valderas, Robert Valderas. A bond for the County Clerk's Office for Ms. Maricel Rocha Munoz. A bond for Commissioner Jose Urenda. I have a bond for Ms. Mary Sandoval. I have 2 of them for Ms. Sandoval, is that correct, Ms. Sandoval? And then I have a bond for Sheriff Chris Anthony Castañeda. Any questions?
Motion, yes, sir.
I have a motion to accept the bonds by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Carmona. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.2, discussion and appropriate action, request for advertisement for fiber optic broadband in Dimmit County grants and planning. I know that this is a grant also with Commissioner Uranda, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
He had asked me to table his items, but I don't know if this court wants to hear since it's also through grants and planning. Is this time is of the essence on this grant?
Yes, Commissioner Uranda presented this to me last week. Apparently, we need to do this, at least put it in the paper before mid-January for advertisement. That's the first step.
So essentially, you're requesting for the court to approve to advertise it
In the paper.
in the paper. And do you know exactly I guess, a quick summary of what this grant is for?
So this would be for us to provide fiber optic broadband here in Dimmit County. I know we've had issues with lagging internet and slow internet, so this would be for us to upgrade so we can have faster internet here, fiber optic. So the advertisement would be for internet companies to pretty much put in their price. And those numbers, I would put it into the grant.
Where is this gonna be installed?
I'm sorry?
Where's it gonna be installed?
It's-
Where is it going to be installed?
That's something we haven't discussed yet, but it's gonna cover all of Dimmit County.
I understand, but don't we have one already going to the sheriff's office, fiber rep? There's a big sign that says there's a big cable underground going that way.
I'm not aware.
Is there one already, Chair?
Fiber optic, but I don't know where hooked up to. Oh, I know they have fiber optic all over. I think it might be for the 911 system.
Are there other questions? Do I have a motion to authorize the grants and planning, I guess on behalf of Commissioner Uranda, to advertise?
What is the deadline, sir?
Rodriguez.
The deadline? I'm not sure on the deadline, but I know we have 30 days for the advertisement bids.
And does it have to run for a certain period of time? Do you know?
They told me 30 days.
Oh, it has to run for 30 days. So I guess four periods of 4 weeks in the newspaper.
Can I comment on it? This is basically to provide internet to the outskirts of Dimmit County, to whoever doesn't have internet. And it's through the government, and we would basically contract with somebody to do it, and they would charge and we would get a fee for it. So it's not going to be free, but it is going to be provided in the outskirts, and we contract with somebody to do it. And that's what this whole deal is, process. So you're just advertising at this point.
So what in particular is the grant? Or it's not, this is not a grant?
It is a grant.
So what does a grant cover?
When I met with the individuals, they told me that it could be fully covered.
Do I have a motion? I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera to authorize the grant planning department to advertise for the fiber optic broadband grant.
Six.
Second by Commissioner Carmona. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you. Discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 1, Ms. Sonia Guerrero Perez for the month of November 2024.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning, Judge. there any questions of Judge Pettis' report?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Carmona. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Judge. 3.4, discussion and monthly report from JP Precinct 2, Mr. Alberto Esquivel for the month of November 2024.
Good morning.
Morning, Judge.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
3.5, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 3, Ms. Leticia Hernandez for the month of October and November 2024. Morning, Judge.
No questions, so moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Judge. 3.6, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 4, Mr. Alfredo Martinez for the month of November 2024.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Commissioners.
Good morning, Judge.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.7, discussion and appropriate action, approval for JP Precinct 4 Alfredo Martinez to attend the FY 2024-2025 Justice of the Peace 20-hour seminar in Corpus Christi.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor. Commissioner.
Three point eight, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from District Clerk Ms. Marisela Gonzalez for the month of November 2024.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning, Ms.
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. Any questions of Ms. Gonzalez?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. 3.9, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from the county clerk, Mr. Mario Garcia, for the month of November 2024.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.10, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Dimmit County Assistant Fire Chief, Mr. David Torres, for the month of November 2024.
Morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioner.
Morning.
Morning.
As you can see, for the month of November, we had a total of 8 calls few grass fires, a electrical pole fire, and also a 2-meter rollover that we had on the 6th there at the curb in Catarina, as well as the mutual aid assist that we did with Dilly Fire Department in Frio County for the battery tanks as well.
Mr. Torres, in regards to Highway 83, the curb in Catarina, has the number of rollovers decreased a little, or?
As far as for us responding, ma'am, we haven't responded recently. I'm not sure if there's hadn't been any other call from the sheriff's office besides that we haven't responded out there to.
Any other questions?
My recommendation would be, Judge, that since they all been going to those hazardous fires, that at least every 6 months or every year, they all get checked by a doctor, the lungs and everything else, just to prevent anything that might be happening without them knowing. That would be my suggestion. Somebody can put it in the agenda next year and run with it. Because I know they all go to the battery, and there's a lot of fiberglass and everything that even though you have your tanks, after a while you take them off and the smoke's still there.
Yes,
So that's my only concern that I have.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion. Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona, second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries.
Thank you. Have a
you.
good day.
3.11, discussion and appropriate action, approval for County Judge Marta Ponce and Commissioner Precinct 4 Valerie Rubalcaba to attend the Judicial Forum on Mental Health on January 9th through the 10th in Austin, Texas. Motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba, second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.12, discussion and appropriate action ratifying the metal detector security policy. I am going to respectfully request that we table this item. I did receive the metal detector policy last Friday from the attorney, Mr. Franklin. However, there was some items on here that were failed to be included, so I am going to request for it to be tabled so that I can advise him to, and it's just for purposes of, there was a section on there that did not include the prohibited items, and also in regards to the state mandated law in which we have to have the proper language for the open carry.
Motion to table.
Thank you, Commissioner Rubalcaba. Motion to table by Commissioner Rubalcaba,
So moved.
second by Commissioner, yes, sir. Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.13, discussion and appropriate action, approval of contract and install the artificial turf at the Alanis Fields. Commissioner Rubalcaba, Commissioner Carmona, this was an item that was put on the agenda on the advice of Commissioner Juan Carmona, and also in speaking to you guys the last time we were here, as you're aware, the increase and the rise in our water bill with the city of Carrizo Springs, unfortunately, has increased astronomically, as I mentioned to you guys the last time we were here. I did give you guys a printout, what we got from the auditor's office, and as you noticed that we went from paying a couple $100 to paying thousands of dollars for water. And as you are all well aware, I'm sure the constituents that are here today and the electeds and you guys and myself can go many times to the Alanis Fields, and the fields are bad. And it's not for lack of maintenance. I know Commissioner Juan had his gentleman there for a long time. However, it's obviously not baseball season right now. It's more practicing for the local community. However, we're not using very much water, if at all, and we're still receiving bills in the numbers of $4,000 for water. We are looking into it. I know Commissioner Juan had told me, Commissioner Odena had told me that his men were gonna go look at the meter as to what was causing the spike in the water bill. I know Commissioner Juan came to speak to me. He advised me that an idea would be to perhaps install turf to circumvent, or not necessarily circumvent, but to kind of mitigate the cost in the water, which would benefit obviously the county and decrease some of our bill. So I'm respectfully requesting that this Commissioners Court approve, authorize me to get the bids for contracting and starting turf at the Alanis fields.
Mayor.
Yes, sir.
On the same note, Judge, it's only the outfield
Correct.
and the softball, so everybody knows that it's not gonna be all the fields. And the only one I think that's gonna require a little bit more is the Little League field because of the run. And that's the only thing, and I don't think it's gonna be, I think 4,000, then 6,000, then 7,000, I think that's a little high for us to pay on water. So my motion would be that we approve it.
I have a motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Is there a second?
Second, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is to advertise, right? Because we have to advertise before we approve on the contract.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to get quotes, Commissioner Lugo, because I don't think that it would be more than 50,000, but if it is, I still would have to get, bids. Yes, ma'am.
So you're gonna get quotes.
I'm going to get quotes first because I know that we do have,
So it should be, I mean, the way it's written, it should say to advertise or get the quotes, because we usually approve the quotes when we have them here up front.
what I'm going to do is, because I know that there's 2 vendors for sure that are under the buy board. And so the way that I'm going to try to do it so that it could be obviously more efficient is to, kind of like when we buy a vehicle at the sheriff's office or for the commissioners, bring the 3 quotes by board, run them through Commissioners Court, and have that approved. However, if the cost obviously exceeds 50,000, then to the alternative, I'd be asking to put bids. So I guess the motion would be to approve or to authorize my office to get the quotes through the buy boards if possible. And the alternative, if they do exceed 50,000, to authorize me to put bids on the newspaper to advertise.
And then bring it back to Commissioners.
Yes, ma'am, and bring it back to Commissioners Court
The Alanis part, it's under your department or the judge's?
and the
department?
judges.
So it's not in your department anymore?
All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.14, discussion and appropriate action to approve to create the payment schedule for additional pay for county employees for the December 2024 luncheon. I don't have it on here. Lisa? I don't have the pay schedule that Mr. Pereira gave us.
I did draw one up. I'm sorry. I was,
The one that we discussed with Mr. Ortiz, yourself, and do you have it, Mr. Ortiz?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
This schedule is what I created using the last discussion I had with the judge and Mr. Padilla.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. So this might be a little bit confusing, commissioners, to read what I'm going to explain it. If you look at where it says net amount in bold, It's the only one that's in bold, in dark. So when Mr. Pereira came to my office to discuss the fee schedule, there was a lot of back and forth because he advised me that it needed to be done in a way, I guess, the way that the laws changed in the past, and I brought with me how it was approved in the past and how it was worded in the past. And it used to be if you were here from 1 month to 6 months, you would get paid a certain sum of money. From 6 months to a year, or 364 days, you get a certain amount. And if you were here for 365 days or more, you'd get a certain sum. The laws have changed according to what Mr. Pereira has advised me, and for auditing purposes, we can no longer say 365 days or more. It has, this additional pay is only supposed to be for within 1 year, per year. That's how you do it. You can't give somebody for more than a year. So with that being said, Mr. Pereira devised a schedule going back on how we did it last year. Last year, the amount that was approved was obviously $600 maxed out if you've been here for more than a year. So the way Mr. Pereira advised Mr. Ortiz and I was, in order to be able to offer the opportunity to almost everyone, was that it would be broken down to $600 into 12 months at a rate of, which would equal out to $50. So if you've been here for 1 month, you'd get $50. 2 months, you'd get $100, and so forth. So if you were here for 6 months, you would get, what is it, $300 or $450 or something like that, $300. If you've been here for 9 months, you would get $450. If you were here for obviously 12 months, you would, as of today, you would get the entire $600. Another item that Mr. Pereira advised myself and Mr. Ortiz was that in the past, the volunteer fire department would get $100. The law has changed, and unfortunately, I guess we as a government cannot give additional pay to non-employees. You have to be an employee, an actual employee, to be able to receive those funds. So that would be removed from the payment schedule. The max, like I said, would be $600 for full-timers, and then for part-timers would be $300 divided by 12. Is that correct? For part-time, it was $300 divided by 12, if I'm not mistaken.
360.
360.
Or no, sorry, 240.
240 for,
It was $50 a month for full-time, $20 a month for part-time.
$20 a month for part-time. So if you're a part-timer, the max would be $240, and then depending on how many months you've been here as a part-timer, it'd be at a rate of $20.
Mr. Ortiz, on the volunteer fire department, how many employees do we have? Employees that volunteer?
Volunteers.
Like employees that are volunteers?
No, she's talking about non-employees, right?
Non-employees.
Non-employees,
Because the non-employees don't get anything, right?
according to what Mr. Pereira
Last
said.
year they did.
Last year they
Last
got
year they
one.
did.
Yes, ma'am, they got 100.
I don't know the exact number, but there's not more than 10.
And I myself will pay that because there are the first responders that go out to the calls when they're needed. So I can pay that $100 for every individual that's not getting one.
And then, just for reference, on that list I made on the side, on the corner, it's like a little key on how I devise like 1 month. So if you're here between this date to this date,
I see.
you've been here 1 month, or vice versa. It goes all the way down.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz.
And then I highlighted who were the elected officials, or me and my staff did. And then really the only question we had, because the amounts can change based on what approved in Commissioner's Court. We just can't go over a total certain amount because it was budgeted.
Mhm.
So if you want to change the amount, you can. It's up to y'all. But the other question I had was, previously, the extension office, the ones that we split the salary with the state,
They would not get.
they would not get it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
That's the way it's always done.
Pereira, we always go round by round with this subject. Okay, you said they're not employed by the county, fine. So why do they get workers' comp and everything else from the county? So I think
No, sir.
there's gotta be something there. It's a very gray line, but I think
I talked to the
there's
insurance.
a way.
The insurance does not consider them employees either.
I'm sorry.
The insurance does not consider them employees. They actually do cover it as a function of the county, but not as employees.
Not as an employee. I know about what, I mean,
Because they're not.
is there any way, no, there's not, right? Table it and find out for sure from, did
No.
Tech give you this ruling or who gave you this ruling?
Yes, I got it from the insurance directly from Mr. Pruski.
No.
And from TAC.
That paid.
And from TAC.
I had the same question, Commissioner Carmona, and that's what I was telling you. Oscar actually was the referee with me and Mr. Pereira, because we were butting heads. Mr. Pereira and I were going back and forth in my office, because I agree, obviously, although they're not considered employees for purposes of insurance, for purposes of the law, they are very much deserving. Obviously, they go out there and put themselves in front of us, in front of everything to save whoever's lives they're needing to save, without knowing if they're gonna come home to their families while you and I are sitting at home watching TV. They're out there risking their lives, so I agree very much so that they should be given a token of appreciation, even if it's $100, because I went back, and Mr. Garcia can tell you, I went and I asked my staff to pull the past, I wanted to look at the past 4 years and how, even before I became the judge, how it was done, and they were given $100. However, as you know, and Mr. Gonzalez, as our county attorney, as an attorney can tell you, the laws are ever changing, unfortunately, they're always changing, and that was an argument I had with Mr. Pereira, and I can't fight what the law is. I mean, we have to apply it, and he advised me that we cannot give money to people that are not technically employees. That would be against the law. So I said, okay, and I'm just advising you. I do want to, on the record, thank Commissioner Rubalcaba. If I can assist you, Commissioner Rubalcaba, I have no problem if you get the numbers, and taking the bull by the horns to want to give a couple of $100 to the individuals, because that's what we gave them. But I just want to make sure we follow the letter of the law. I don't want to do something that we're not supposed to and subject ourselves to get into trouble legally because we're giving money to non-employees.
I'm pretty sure that once you figure it out, present it to all the commissioners, we'll all appreciate to pay them because they do deserve it. I'm pretty sure. I'll help out them.
Well, Oscar can,
It's not.
Oscar can give us the numbers on the side, if you don't mind, Commissioner Rubalcaba and Commissioner, because we have to approve, obviously, this payment schedule today to give Oscar enough time to cut a separate check for the luncheon, because we're going to obviously distribute them at the luncheon next Monday.
Are we allowed to pay the co-ops too?
If they're employees, yes. If they're employees.
The work-study students, the co-ops.
We pay them as employees.
So I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you. 3.15, discussion and appropriate action, 2025 Commissioners Court meetings to be held the second and fourth Monday of each month at 10 a.m. Now entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Is there a second?
Judge, I like them better
I like them too, like that, Commissioner Noguera, but when I had the meeting with Mr. Pereira and Mr. Ortiz, they both advised me for efficiency for their office and for the claim docket and all that other good stuff, the second and the fourth. I know when I first came into office, it used to be the second and the fourth, my first year as a judge. And then second year, we moved it to first and third. And I think it works great, but out of abundance of consideration for the two offices, the auditors and the treasurers, the recommendation was to go back to the second and the fourth for each month. I mean, we can alternate in the following year, go back to first and third. But, I mean, you don't have to approve it, but second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.16, discussion and appropriate action, approval of the Dimmit County official holidays for 2025. Commissioners, you do have yes, you do have the county holidays proposed for 2025, and then the last one obviously goes into 2026 of January. I do want to note that in speaking to TAC and in speaking to Sharon, is that her name, Sharon from TAC? And talking to TAC Legal, they gave me some dates to be all-inclusive to all religions and to all heritages, and these are the dates that came on there. I will make note, Commissioner Noguera, Commissioner Juan, that there is one where it's not a full day, it is a half day, and that is Ash Wednesday, March the 5th, and that is to provide an opportunity to those employees that are of the religion in which they practice Ash Wednesday, and that would be half a day. So the employees would report to work from 8 to noon, and then 1 to 5 would be paid by the county. Yes, sir.
I think on that one, we might have a little problem, because it'd be considered religion, wouldn't it, Pereira?
Well, so would the Friday.
But so is
That's the reason we took down the Christmas trees and all of that, because people were, that don't believe in God, don't,
That's not true, Commissioner.
they were making a big stink about it.
If that was the case as well, we would have to remove Good Friday and Easter Monday. And we've been,
No, I don't have a problem, but I just don't want to.
I'm just following the dates that were given to me by TAC and by the legal. I put them on here. I mean, you don't have to approve anything. They're just dates that I'm recommending to the court.
So how many days is that?
19. Right now we have 17, is 2 additional. And the 2 additional was for Christmas, Commissioner Carmona. It's, right now we have 17, it'd be 19. We're adding actually like 2.5, if you will. So it's an additional day on Christmas, the additional day on New Year's, and then the half day on Ash Wednesday. So it's essentially adding a couple of holidays from last year, or a couple of days from last year. We're not taking away holidays, we're just adding holidays. Motion by Commissioner Noguera. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.17, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from county commissioners for the month of November 2024. I will respectfully request a motion to table Commissioner Precinct 1 and Commissioner Precinct 2. Precinct 4 as well? So I'm going to motion Mr. Garcia to table Precinct 1, Precinct 2, and Precinct 4, 5, and 7. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. And we do have active the report for Commissioner Precinct 3, which is Commissioner Juan. Go ahead, Commissioner.
Judge, just for information, like I said earlier, they started State House Road there in Brundage. Also, the employees have done the majority of the county roads with the milling. So we're ahead of the ball, so I don't think we'll have any problems later on.
Okay. Any questions of Commissioner Carmona?
We already purchased the asphalt for using them, the 10 loads, and we just need to pick up the oil. So whenever you guys are ready to assist us,
Oh,
let me know.
And, Mayor,
Go ahead.
for your information, we do help other county, other
Precincts.
precincts. And, that way, we're gonna help her, pay some of her roads. So when I leave, in Stelamantes, it'll be up to you if you wanna help her or not.
I don't see an issue. I mean, the whole goal is to work together to accomplish what we can together, so I don't have an issue helping out where I can.
Other questions? No other questions?
So we'll
Motion to approve Precinct 3 report by Commissioner Juan Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Noguera. I'm just writing my notes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.18, discussion and appropriate action, approval to upgrade the Xerox machine on the second floor. Commissioner Noguera, I know that you had a question the last time in regards to it. There is a letter here from Mr. Gonzalez advising the court that he reviewed the agreement and he had no issues or proposed changes or corrections. If you're willing and wanting to go ahead and approve it, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
second.
second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.20, I am going to motion to table this item.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any further discussion? Motion carries. 3.21. This item was on here by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. I am going to motion to table this item.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.22, discussion and appropriate action, contract with Intech for online for Justice of the Peace County Auditor.
This is for the JPs. And what this does, it takes them online. They will no longer need a server locally. We will not have to worry about doing the backups. They will do it, everything online. The cost is there in your schedule. The initial cost will be $9,800. And like I said, they will take care of 100%. The judge had to leave, but they're the ones that have wanted to go with this system.
I don't see it either.
The cost here.
I don't see the cost. I don't have
It
the,
wasn't on your
I don't have it on here.
table.
I'm getting notification that you did not turn that into my office.
No,
So it's not on here?
This morning.
Oh, you brought it this morning. I only have one here. You can use mine.
That's the one.
It was brought in this morning, so the annual cost of it would be $25,776?
Correct, for all JPs. So it'll be divided by 4. And this will eliminate any problems here. They would be in charge of it 100% and do not have to worry about the
My
server.
recommendation for the newly elected official, when she comes in, she's in charge of IT. Okay? But my recommendation is that you give her a copy of everything everybody does. What does John do? Up to now, we don't know. just servers and all of that. Then you had,
He doesn't do servers.
then you had, Chris Plaster and that company, Firefox or Vilafox or whatever they were called. And then now we went with another company that's supposed to be helping them with the servers and everything else. So I would like for them to know when they come in and all the commissioners will be up to date on what everybody does. If one company can do all of it, why are we getting so many companies?
Okay, this is, they provide the software regardless.
I understand.
Okay? The only thing that we're switching
John
is,
provides software, no?
that's what I'm saying. That is the software they
Yes,
provide right now.
John is.
This is John's software.
Right.
And the other one that we have for the backup for the other stuff?
Exactly. We have another company. Somebody would have to do that as a backup. This would eliminate having us to be in charge or having anything to do with that. They
So
would
what is
pay-
the purpose of this? So you're, essentially what you're saying is that this system is specifically for the JPs. However, we would have to purchase an additional system for the server for this system.
Oh, that's what this would be, the 25,000. That would include being online and the server, it would just be an additional cost.
That's exactly what I'm
One-time
saying.
term, 1 year, one-time cost. And so we forget, once we do that, we forget about having to do the backups ourselves, or if anything happens to the system,
So this,
they would be in charge of it.
so, okay, the $25,776 is the annual cost. $25,776 is the annual cost. However, in addition to that $25,776, we're gonna pay a startup cost of $9,895. So essentially for this first year, if you will, it's gonna cost the county approximately $36,000 to install this JP Core Cloud server, excuse me.
Yes.
My question to you is, and I think this is what he's trying to ask, is that, does that include also a server, or is the county going to have to purchase a separate server
No. We
to
will no-
back it up?
We will no longer have that responsibility. They will
Is
do
that
it.
correct, Mr. Castañeda?
Yes, it's gonna be all online.
So that-
It'll be stored with them, and then we will just remotely access it.
So the separate server we're gonna need is for the rest of the county, not
For other
for,
functions, not.
not for the
Yes.
JPs, but for like the sheriff's office, for anybody else, it's a separate server.
It's like in our case, right now, we are not, we have our own server, so we have to back it up. If we were to, if we lose everything, we lose everything. So that's why we have to have somebody to back it up. In this case, we would no longer need that service. So we would eliminate this process from whatever contract we have with the other people.
Javier, do you understand what he's saying?
Yes, yes, sir.
So, are you in agreement with that?
Yes, sir, I am. Yes, sir.
Sorry? Because you're the one that's gonna take the blunt. If something goes wrong, you're the one that's gonna get blamed. So I hope you understand everything that's being changed.
Yes, sir, I understand it.
Okay. So if they mess up and they blame you, you're gonna be out of a job. You know that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just so you know that did you get with him and he explained all of this before?
Yes, we,
Okay.
And basically, Judge Guerrero was the one that was pushing for this. She's the one that was in favor of it. She had to leave, but yes, she was, because I asked, checked with her before we did, with the JPs, all of them. before
So
we did
this is gonna work with the jail also, with the JPs, because they're having problems
No,
with the jail.
the sheriff's shaking his head over there,
No,
so.
no, this has nothing, we are, this is just here, but we are working to get them connected. And that's another, that's.
Will that affect you, Sheriff, if you don't mind please coming forward? If we get in tech, how will that affect the programming or how it downloads from the sheriff? Because you guys are on a different system, you guys have solution
So the
software.
software won't affect us, because that's basically the JP's paperwork they get into their fines, what they put into the citations. It has nothing to do with us.
But they're always complaining that they don't get the people, they don't get everything over here. So we were looking into another system to install at the jail so they could get the reports.
No, we are contracting, we're working with RSV.
Yes.
Uh,
We're trying to get the citations so that they
Well, that's what I
communicate
mean.
with intake.
They are
Well,
working,
this is gonna do it.
No.
no, that's already being worked on by their system.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Pereira. Try to figure out one company that'll do everything for a lesser price.
You're not gonna get that, because they do jails, they do not do JPs, okay? And the JPs do not, Intech does not have the jail contract.
Okay. So, just as long as everybody's on the same page, because we got five companies right now, right? Handling all different items and different things.
Yes, the district clerk has their own, the district county clerk has
And if
their
we're
own.
paying each one 25 or 100,000, I mean, that's
That's the
a
way.
lot of moolah.
Yes, it is, I agree.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
I was gonna say, I don't think it was under IT, it's because that's what JP's want. If something goes down, that's what they're requesting.
Yeah, but they always say, we
Yes.
have a problem, IT's not coming to the,
It's not his fault, it won't be his fault. That's what they're requesting, that's what they want, so that's
Yep.
what they're gonna get.
but make sure we mention it when you all have commissioners court, because every time they will say, it's the IT, they're not up to par.
I've always defended the IT, when it's their fault, I'll say it's their fault, if it's not, I always defend them the best that I can.
Do I have a motion to approve this contract?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Okay.
second by,
Question, Judge?
Yes.
It's getting paid out of where?
The JPs.
The JPs. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.23, discussion and appropriate action, reconsideration of offices housed at the Petrie Building, County Auditor.
I'm just requesting a reconsideration, because I know we had talked about, originally, the plan was to move the county auditor and the treasurers into that office. Those offices in the JPs would get this second office in the back, and divide it into however many spaces it needs. We urgently either need to move,
Originally was for you two and who else?
County Treasurer's Office.
He said something about the GPs.
oh no, and that's when they came up with the idea that Joel would be, I'm sorry, not
He did
JPs,
say
your
JPs.
office, would go to the second office in the back. So, but, because we really need to, either that, or we would need to remodel the office, or move out of that office.
Mr. P, we had funding to remodel that office.
Yes,
Okay. Can it be remodeled? It can be remodeled.
yes,
Mr.
but
Commissioners,
that,
3 times with this
I know,
agenda
but that
item.
building is more conducive to what the functions are for both of our offices.
The only question I have, Commissioner Noguera, is you've gone to see the building. Yeah, I think there's like 10 offices or something like
There's
that.
7 offices.
7
And the storage in the back.
in the storage in the back. My question, I know that Mr. Pereira kept bringing it up, and then I know that Commissioner Odena had asked for it to be put back on the agenda and said he didn't, but he did. And I know that Mr. Pereira had advised that Commissioner Juan was confused about it too and wanted it to be on the agenda. My main question is, is there room to allow, if the minimum, either the auditors or the treasurer's office to use that building as well in addition to you?
Judge, we need 5 offices. And that's what I told Mr. Pereira.
And when you say 5, for who do you need it for?
Me, Maribel. I can't-
Sanitation.
Sanitation. I can't speak for, now that we have a new commissioner, when she comes in, I don't know if she's gonna be the secretary at the fire station, or if she's gonna move her.
To big
That's
wells.
To big wells, or,
I did ask her, and she said that she was more comfortable staying at the fire station because I was willing to accommodate
to her preference of what she wanted. So she said that she would prefer to stay at the fire station, if that helps. And then Mr. Manuel Rosas Constable, he said yes. He couldn't make it. He was here the last time. He said yes. I don't know where they're getting that he doesn't want to move. I'm letting you all know, it's me, Maribel, and then Mr. Rosas, his other additional officer when he gets it. So we need 4 offices, and I need 1 more for commodities. So that's 5 offices. If there's space left in the room where if he wants the back room, the shed, he can get it. I don't have a problem. There's space enough for him if he wants to move there. But he wanted me to get the back part, the shed, and to move in there. No, ma'am.
Well, I think that,
He said, Valerie, there's room for 4 offices. Judge, you've been to his office. That office is a mess. Put everything aside, store it the way it's supposed to be, and there's room for offices.
I don't have a problem, I'm not gonna,
We've been with this at it for 3 times. This is the 4th time it comes to Commissioner's Court.
you're absolutely correct, and I'll tell you,
I even need an office. You asked me.
I did.
Commissioner, can we get an office for the veterans?
I wanted to start a veterans.
Veterans? I
Yes,
said,
sir, yes, ma'am.
Judge, there's an office space for your
I did
veteran
ask.
officer, whoever. Again,
Or I asked
whoever
you-
we get, if we can
or
get
I
them,
asked
get them,
you
or
on the-
if I do money bid, if you can get money bids.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna
said
say.
yes.
I had asked you in the alternative, if, I asked you, if we were gonna move to that office, and I asked you in the alternative that if I could use this office downstairs, because I wanted to start a veterans department in Dimmit County, because I think we're in urgent need of one.
We got it approved for half.
Correct, and so I wanted to use this office or an office over there. I have no problem with it, and I'll put it on the record, and I'll say it, it's being recorded. I'll put on the record, I'm not gonna sit here and fight
I'm
over
not fighting,
offices,
and I'm not
over.
arguing, because we've been through
But what
this
I'm trying to
many
say,
times.
commissioners, you say it's been put on 4 times, every time, 3 times. Every time it's put on here, it's not put at the request of my office. I have them bringing it in here. No, because I know,
From yours.
because the last time Commissioner Odena put it, and then he sat here and advised everybody that he had not put that, and I questioned Mirta about it, and she said she put exactly what he put on here. And then Commissioner Juan or Commissioner, Mr. Pereira wanting to put it back on here, and, I mean, we're all grown adults, say what you gotta say, what you got, I mean, just put it out there and say it, and
Here, say whatever you want.
that,
me to say,
exactly, and
because I've spoken to Mr. Pereira, I've spoken to Mr. Carmona, and it's one thing or against the other.
exactly,
The
and
other
I
commissioners
just don't
will
want,
be here, and then everybody says, oh, Mr. Pereira, you can move in, you're the boss, you just, what are you gonna do, kick you out? No. So, if he wants, the storage room is in the back, he wants.
the only, my only, and it's not necessarily an issue, my only question, like I said to you, was how it was gonna be utilized so that we don't have on the face, the constituency, oh, we only have Commissioner Rugawa, 1 person
I
there.
don't know why whoever keeps saying it's just me moving in there. No, it's not just me.
And we need to utilize the entire space. I don't know who's saying that, I'm just telling you, when they come to my office,
No,
that's what's
what
being
I'm
told,
saying. I'm here.
said.
Whoever has to say something, say it right now, because I'm already tired of hearing people moving their mouth behind my back. I'm right here. I've always said it. Whatever you have to say, say it.
And crickets, like always. It's the truth. I'm sorry, I don't want to seem unprofessional, but you're absolutely correct. I always hear the grunt of it, and then I put myself out there and I tell people what I'm being told, and I'm the bad guy, or I'm the one stirring the pot, or I'm the one this, and nobody says what they really have to say. And I'm going to say it, and Commissioner Juan said, if I get voted out because of me being outspoken or because I say what I need to say, then that's what I'm going to say, because every time this agenda item is requested to be put on here in my office, they're always complaining, and no one says nothing to you. And I've told you from day 1, Commissioner McCullough, what I gotta tell you is what I'm gonna tell you, and I'm not gonna argue, fight over in office. 0, I'm not going to. One question was, I just don't want people to think, right, on its face, that it's just Commissioner McCullough by herself there. If you're gonna have people in there, you're gonna have people in it. Like I said, I pulled you aside and I asked you, can I have this office or give me an office over there for veterans?
Exactly.
That's all I care for.
You asked me how many were going to be used. I told you how many offices I needed. So I don't understand what is the point of coming back and forth with this item.
And actually, I did ask Commissioner Odena, basically if we could talk about it again, just to reconsider it, because I do need to redo the office or move out. And so that building was more conducive to basically what we do. And so that's why originally, when they showed me the building.
Whatever offices are left over, you can get, or you can get the storage in the back.
Yeah, but I would really rather make sure that both of us move
Well,
together.
I'm sure there might be space for both of you there too.
But that's,
Mr. Peter was funding to remodel that building?
and I guess we're gonna have to go that route. And I'm gonna go back to the drawing board because and basically, I think the original plans to redo it were not what we had wanted, and so I will go ahead and redo it. And that's the wish of the court.
When I was asked, they told me the same thing they told the judge, that it was only me. That's why I told them, okay, put it on the agenda if you want to. I'm not gonna put it on. That way we can get everything clarified. Now you clarified it. Now we know, because the rumor out there, and I know it's a rumor, and I don't believe in rumors, but when they told me, when other people tell me that you were the only one that was gonna be there, that's why I said, well, I don't think so, because she said she was gonna get everybody. And then they keep saying that I went and talked to, we can even stand each other, but I was talking to Judge Hernandez, the one from Arlington, and the other one was Judge Martinez, and the other one was your constable that I had told them that not to go there. I said, wait a minute, what are you talking about? I haven't even spoken to anybody. And let that be on the record, I have never spoken anytime to anybody.
Mr. Carmona, we've been through this 3 times.
I know.
I told you through Commissioner's Court, and it's in the record, who was gonna move in there. When Mr. Martinez came here and said he's not moving, we said, okay, fine, you're not moving. Constable,
That's
he's not
correct.
into office yet, but he said yes. And he was standing right there in the
Well,
back.
that's what I'm saying, that's why I heard it, where he said he didn't wanna move in.
That was
I said,
Mr.
okay.
Martinez that didn't want
Right.
to move in.
I'm sorry I said Judge Hernandez, but she's my friend. Not the other.
But not the other one.
I think the first time we did
Let's
come
make
back-
that clear on the record. I like Judge Hernandez, but I don't like the other one.
Yeah.
City issue back and forth.
I think the first time we did come in, it was just you and the JP.
And I've always said, hey, if anybody has anything to say to me, call me up. My office doors are always open. I hate this saying, oh, she said, he said, no. I've said it in Commissioner's Court, this is the 4th time that we bring it to Commissioner's Court, and it's the same thing that I keep saying. Who's gonna move?
I don't think we discussed it at length the first time, and there was confusion.
No,
And
there was confusion, because you guys wanted confusion.
Okay, well,
Mr. Gonzalez, can I say something? That's all,
Alright.
I'll
First of
put
all,
my mouth already and,
it's really a moot issue because it's not properly put on the agenda correctly. It should be a motion to rescind the prior,
that's what I thought.
the prior action, who's gonna house them there. It's a motion to reconsider. You can't reconsider unless you rescind that part of the prior motion.
No, the reason I was asking is because I already mentioned one of the judges, and everybody's gonna know
Yeah,
how
we
I
shouldn't be
feel.
doing that.
But the reason I feel that way is because we didn't mess up, as you can remember. He messed up when he
Commissioner,
filed for.
We don't need to be discussing why you hate Mr. Martinez.
Well, anyway, they know.
That's another issue.
Exactly.
Yeah, pero,
It's not related to
they
this
play
issue.
mas. They play mas that the Commissioner's Court doesn't like me, that they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. I mean, that's the only reason.
Thank you, Mr.
You should
Gonzalez.
know what mistakes you do, that's all I got to say.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sorry, ladies, I just.
So there's no action.
The bull by the horse,
There's-
and if I got something to say, I'm gonna say it.
There's no action on this item. 3.24, to contract J&J Construction for stripping marks at the Middle Rio Grande property.
it's a public facilities bill.
I don't know why it's on here.
So,
No action?
Well, I'll need to put it, needs to be in the public facility.
But they, were the only ones that they can do that,
No. We can vote on it, but it needs to be put on the agenda, on the public facilities agenda.
It's on the regular agenda. So no action is needed to refer it back to you.
This was for Commissioner Juan, but we'll have to take no action, Commissioner, because it was put improperly on the wrong agenda. 4.1, law enforcement to purchase 20 G-TAC fully rugged laptops from Ramco Rugged Portable through Operation Lone Star FY25 Grant 4375903. This will be at no cost to the county. It was part of the funds that were given to us for 2025 for Operation Lone Star. I will entertain a motion.
What is the pricing on?
They're buy board. Just, no.
It's still going to get.
Yes, ma'am, it's 94,992. Here you go, Commissioner, we'll go. Right, that's that one. Yes, ma'am. And there's a specific, we got the funds for that, Commissioner, we'll go. It is by board.
By board?
Yes, ma'am. Do we need to get 3 quotes for that?
No,
they're by board.
they're buy board plus in addition, they,
So then that would be apply the
There's
same
something
for the turf? For the artificial turf that Commissioner Ocala was asking about? Remember, Commissioner, with the bids, if it's by board?
it doesn't matter. If it's buy board, it doesn't, you don't, you can't have to do it.
Okay.
But if it's by board, if it's not, she has to come back.
No, of course.
Anything
And it's something that
50,000
would have been approved through them
has to be paper
to do the purchase.
for the company.
Through Lone Star, sorry, through Lone Star.
Usually when you request something, you should ask for the number for the pipe work, and they'll be here.
Oh, we do get it before we bring it.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Maybe
Motion by Commissioner Noguera, is there a second?
each one's under 50.
Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona.
Has to be under-
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
That needs to be in the,
Motion carries.
and that's by law.
4.2, discussion and appropriate action, the sheriff's report.
By law.
There is a
If you're by
physical
law,
paper there that you should have received from the sheriff's office.
Well, no. Commissioner's Court has this policy. Anything over 2,000, anything between 2,000 or anything they quote to be purchased. But if it's under 2,000, you can just.
Do you have your,
Anything in between, you need 3 quotes. But since it's on my board, I need a quote. Because it's like, if you go to the prices right
your deputies,
raise up.
all positions filled? Sheriff?
Right now, yes.
Yeah.
In January, I'll be looking for 2 more. I'll have Rudy and Manuel be taking their constable positions.
But if it's like a contract, like over time, it has to go to Commissioner's Court every time. So like the IT stuff, if it's a contract,
Man.
Mhm.
yeah.
Sure,
every time it
I know
expires,
that
you need
you
to
got
go
your
back.
deputies figured out, they're all working. Is there any way, that you can provide one of the traffic officers to be meetings in the morning when school, bus, and everybody else is moving around? Because this morning I went by there and I usually get there around 6:45 or so. There are a lot of traders that are coming real fast to downtown. I was gonna talk to the constable, but I already had a job, so I don't know if there's any way we could provide service.
Yeah, I can send one of the
slow down
traffic units out
the
there.
Traffic,
Yeah, that'll work. I'll send somebody out there.
thank you.
Other questions of the sheriff?
Judge, also in Catarina, I don't know if you're aware, the state did install a speed limit sign. So it's small, but
I had asked Mr. Torres, and maybe I can ask you the same question. Has there been a decrease at all in the number of fatalities or accidents on that curve? I'm supposed to be meeting with the regional director of TxDOT Thursday.
Since
And so-
the sign's been installed, I would say yes, we haven't had any, but I'm still up in the air weather-wise coming around. We haven't had any rain or nothing right now, but it has slowed down, but it's a small sign. I thought it would've been bigger.
No, I saw it, it's tiny.
Yeah. One reason it caught my attention because it had the red and blues when I passed it.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona, is there a second?
Second. Sheriff, in here, is there any cases for illegal dumping? My county roads are ridiculous. We've been having to pick up trash everywhere for the past month and a half.
Have you called Mr.?
We've called him, I called him
Yes.
several times, but he said he's been busy assisting you.
Mm-hmm.
So I just
Can you
took-
call me next time, Commissioner?
I took the privilege of us
Please.
picking it up.
Will you call me next time, please?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd appreciate that.
This one I don't have any illegal dumping, but I'll double check the system on it. We should have a spot to put it on for illegal dumping.
Other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Monday.
If you can send a deputy to patrol Dimmit, we've been out there for the past 2 weeks. I know Constable Valdez sent his reserve or deputy to assist us. But these 18-wheelers do not stop. And now that the road is passable and they're flying.
Are you out there, or when are you out there?
We're
Just,
2 miles in,
2 miles in, okay.
2 miles close to where Mr. Carmona's precinct starts.
Also, Judge, on code compliance, you could make some rounds over there, they're knocking my signs
Where at?
on Diamond H.
Oh, on Diamond H.
Yeah, they can, if you can put a camera, that way we can find out what we need to do. I guess they get a kick out of running over them.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff. Sheriff, and we will have county court, criminal county court tomorrow.
Okay.
5.1 status report for utility and regulatory compliance. Mr. Hyman, good morning.
Yeah.
Go ahead, there's a report right here.
Judge, I would like to thank Mr. Jaime. I asked him for help to install those chains, and he's seen some people over there. So we'll advance a little bit more faster this time, so hopefully we'll get it done this week.
I'll keep that on the more we will do that.
Thank you, Mr. Hyman. Other questions of Mr. Hyman? Commissioner Noguera? Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Sure.
second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 6.1, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from County Treasurer, Mr. Oscar Ortiz for the month of November 2024. Questions of Mr. Ortiz? If there are no questions, I will accept a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera. I'll second it. Further discussion, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Ortiz.
Thank you.
6.2, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from County Auditor, Mr. Carlos Pereira, for the month of November 2024.
As far as taxes were concerned, we have collected 3% of what we had projected. The rest usually comes in at the end of January. So in total, what we got is $8,007,269 in revenues year to date. In expenditures, which is on the second page, year-to-date expenses is $3,346,808. That is revenues over expenditures of $4,660,461.
Give me that number again.
$4,660,461.
That's revenue over expenditure.
We have more revenues than we have expenditures. Correct.
And do we foresee, that other 50% coming in, Ms. Sandoval?
Yes, by January, although there's a hold on supplements right now from the appraisal district due to
That issue you were telling us about?
issues, yeah.
Okay.
So they put a hold on them.
Other questions?
Are we getting the money from Middle Rio? Are they paying for
Yes.
the, and
And the dollar store?
so I was reading this and you got it in parentheses, and I thought maybe,
But that's in the public facilities. That's under public facilities.
public facility. Oh, okay.
On this one, Commissioner.
Pero, well, we'll get to that.
Other questions of Mr. Pereira? If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion. I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 6.3, I have a budget adjustment between Constable 2. I guess I'll request for it to be tabled. I know the last time we tabled it because we had questions of Constable. He wasn't here. I don't see him here again. I don't know if you guys want to table it. I don't know what it's for. It just says cover expenses, and I know y'all had a question about that last time.
Motion to table.
I have a motion to table by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Mr. Pereira, if you can just get with Constable to confirm, if he can, for the next agenda, to advise the court exactly what it is that he needs, because there's nothing on here.
That's probably the second for now.
I don't think so.
Because it was, he already has the funding, but he had to move it just to a different place.
I think what he was doing, he's trying to take out equipment, but we have that specified for whatever requirements they were, so he had to take it out someplace else.
6.4 is the claim docket. In the general fund, it's $838,028.13. Dimmit County Airport, $4,374.30. Dimmit County Golf Course, $16,409.15. Courthouse Security, $5,888.46. Records Management County Clerk, $1,556.89. Utilities, $57,551.68. Rodeo Arena, $1,410. Stone Garden, $31,595.32. Operation Lone Star 2022, $20,672.03. CTIF Text Dot Infrastructure Fund, $5,000. Dimmit County Payroll, $553,814.33. Tax Note Series, $1,421,513.98. COs 2021, $105,085.67 for a grand total of $3,062,899.94.
Judge, on the tax note for 2023, the
Mm-hmm.
1.4 million,
Yes, ma'am.
when are we getting the contract, or when is it?
I'm meeting with them today.
Because we haven't put it to Commissioner's Court and we're paying for all these services, the contract hasn't been approved.
The contract was approved, y'all authorized me to
And
approve.
bring it back to Commissioner's Court with the lower bidder.
No, that was the lowest bid, we
You
went,
never brought it back, so we don't know who it is.
no, the lowest bid was Catamount, that's who we went
Yeah, but you were gonna negotiate and bring it back,
to lower it.
because it wasn't, not from the beginning.
I'll bring it to you, I'll put it on the next Commissioner Court agenda so you can have it.
So I vote on all of it except for the 2023 tax number.
I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Juan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. I will entertain a motion to, recess and adjourn the regular meeting. All in favor?
Oh, it's this, Mr. Carmona.
Commissioner Juan Carmona, second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Call meeting to order. The time is 11:34 for the public facilities meeting. Roll call, let the record reflect that there is 2 absence, which is Commissioner Jose Urenda and Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All other members of the Commissioners Court are present. 1.3, approval of minutes of December 2nd, 2024. Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona, second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 2.1, personnel and discussion and appropriate action, new business.
Judge, the new business would be, that we're working on the change that we would need to put on the border patrol station. Also, I went ahead and, before I left, I wanted to finish one of the projects, but the 2 gentlemen are kind of busy right now. I did buy them the paint so they can start painting the rest of the channels, or whatever they're called, the metal studs or whatever. And, the other thing is, Judge, that, I think that, we only have 1 lift in the whole county. And if I'm using it and another person needs it, they go ahead and pick it up. So my recommendation would be when the new elected official comes in for them to buy a lift just strictly from the border patrol, because that's where all the work is done the majority of the time. So that would be my suggestion later on. Okay. I was using it and then all of a sudden I get a call that they picked it up because they needed it at Royal Arena, so it left us stranded. So I would strongly suggest that you all approve a lift when she comes in. Also, did you tell me that we're gonna start the long fence, right? And then the birds and all of that.
The one in the front.
Yeah, the one in front, okay. Mr. Pereira. Oh, it's not that big, never mind. I'll take the picture. That's it.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve Commissioner Juan's new business report.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.1, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report, financial monthly report.
Yes, sir. For revenues for through November 30th, we have $185,043 coming in, and it's total expenditures of $97,814, which brings us revenues over expenditures of $87,231.
Go ahead.
Mr. Pereira, the last time I believe do I need to put in the agenda to separate Middle Rio and the public facilities? Because here it seems like it's under just one place. The public facility belongs to precinct 3, and the Middle Rio belongs to the judge.
It's
So-
separated.
Huh?
There, it's still public,
Together.
Huh?
It's done under public facilities as a separate budget line item. Yes,
So
yes, sir.
it's gotta be under the public.
Yes, it's on the facility, it's on the contract, but this is going to be a grant.
Because the judge gotta approve whatever it's being there. I know, the middle Rio, that's where I said that.
Here's going to be a grant, and here's a board.
Yes.
Because this is public facility, you know,
Building.
so it doesn't say building.
Well, it should be built, it's building.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'll put building on the title.
Any other questions? I entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.2 claim docket, $31,393.58, public safety. Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to recess and adjourn the public facilities. Commissioner Noguera, second by? I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. This meeting has ended and the time is 11:40, Mr. Garcia.